My name is Raylene. I'm 64, widowed, and used to live in San Marcos, Texas. I thought I was a good mom. I gave my daughter, Kendra, everything. When her father died 5 years ago from a sudden heart attack, my world fell apart. I remember standing in the hospital hallway as a nurse closed the curtain over his body. Silence swallowed my life. I tried church, community centers, anything to feel grounded again, but nothing filled the hole. Then Kendra said, "Mom, come stay with us. You're not a burden." I believed her. I sold my house, gave them $40,000 for a down payment, and moved into their home in Round Rock. At first, it felt right. The kids, Jasper and Maddie, adored me. I cooked, cleaned, took care of everything so Kendra and Brad, her husband, could rest after work. I didn't mind. It gave me purpose. But little things started to change. Brad would sigh when I was in the kitchen. Kendra stopped saying thank you. Then Brad began muttering comments like, "Still here." It chipped away at me. I paid their electric bill once, thinking I was helping. Then came the day that broke me. I had just picked up groceries, cleaned the carpet, done laundry, and taken out the trash. Brad came in, looked me up and down, and said, "Stop acting like you matter here." My heart dropped. When I told Kendra, she looked annoyed and said, "You're a guest. Start acting like one." That was it. I quietly packed and left the next day. They didn't call, didn't ask where I went, nothing. I moved into a small duplex in East Austin. 1 bedroom, quiet. I started fresh, got a coffee maker, a recliner, and blackout curtains. What they didn't know was that the joint account they were using like a personal piggy bank, it was mine. Every penny came from my home and savings. I kept watching the account, Brad's steakhouse dinners, gadgets, golf gear. I said nothing. Then Kendra texted me, "Kids miss you, come for Christmas." I said yes, but I waited. I watched Brad deposit his $8,000 holiday bonus into that account. Then on Christmas Eve, I transferred everything, $171,342, into a new account and closed the old one. It was mine. Every cent. I showed up with a pecan pie and smiled. When Brad tried to order lunch, his card got declined. Kendra's too. They looked confused, then panicked. She asked, "What happened to the account?" I told her calmly, "It was mine. I closed it." Brad barked, "You can't do that." I just said, "Oh, but I did." Then I walked out, pie plate under my arm, and didn't look back. Days passed. Then Jasper texted, "Are you mad at Mom and Dad?" That one stung. I told him I wasn't mad at him. Hours later, Kendra finally reached out. "You've ruined everything. Our mortgage bounced. Don't you care about your grandkids?" Then a handwritten letter came. 4 pages of guilt, excuses, and blame. Not once did she say, "I miss you," or "We were wrong." I didn't respond. A week later, I saw the kids at a grocery store with Brad. Maddie cried when she hugged me. Jasper said the house was quiet now. Brad just stared. No smile, no nod, like I was a stranger. Then one day, Jasper showed up at my door. Biked 5 miles alone. I made him cocoa and wrapped him in a blanket. He whispered, "They said you stole from us, but I don't think it's true." I told him the truth. Sometimes people forget how to say thank you. Sometimes they treat kindness like it's expected. Then the bomb dropped. I got a notice. Brad filed a complaint with the bank, claiming the account transfer wasn't authorized. I had every document, every receipt, every wire. The bank closed the dispute in my favor. Then I was served. Brad and Kendra sued me in small claims court for $40,000, claiming I committed financial abuse. I showed up alone, wearing a clean sweater and slacks. They brought a lawyer who smiled too much, thinking I'd fold. The judge looked through my binder of proof, then asked simply, "So, you're suing your mother for reclaiming money she gave you?" The courtroom went silent. Case dismissed. Outside, Kendra tried to stop me. "Mom, we didn't know what else to do." I looked her in the eyes. "Then you shouldn't have called me a guest." I walked away. But Brad wasn't done. The school called. An anonymous complaint accused me of being emotionally unstable and inappropriate during pickup. But I hadn't been to the school in months. Then my neighbor told me Brad came by pretending to do a background check. I changed all my passwords, flagged my credit, and put alerts on my name. They were trying to ruin me quietly. And then Jasper appeared at my door again. No gloves, freezing. "They fight all the time now." Dad yells, "Maddie can't sleep." He whispered, "I think they miss having you do everything, but not having you." That hit hard. I called my lawyer, drafted a will that gave everything to Jasper and Maddie in a protected trust. Kendra and Brad? Not a dime. I also filed legal documents severing any financial ties to them. Then came a letter to Brad. Any further harassment and we'd file charges. But just when I thought I'd regained peace, Kendra showed up at my door. Alone. "I'm leaving him," she said. Then added, "He told me if I ever talked to you again, he'd take the kids." I let her in. She looked broken. That night, she stayed in the guest room, the one I used to make up for her after nightmares when she was little. The next morning, she told me everything. Brad was controlling, paranoid, violent. He showed up at her school, accused her of betrayal, and caused a scene. She was put on leave. She hadn't even served the divorce papers out of fear. I told her not to worry. I had a plan. I got her a lawyer, paid the retainer. Then I called Steven, my late husband's cousin, a private investigator. He owed me a favor. 2 weeks later, we had the dirt. Brad had a girlfriend in Waco. He told her he was separated, called Kendra unstable, and even leased a rental in the girlfriend's name. Steven got everything: photos, texts, rental papers, and a video of Brad yelling at a gas station clerk when his card got declined. But I wasn't done yet. I contacted a local investigative reporter who ran a blog. I gave her the whole story, anonymous for now. Not to humiliate them, but to protect Jasper and Maddie. Because when people try to erase you after you gave them everything, they don't deserve silence. They deserve truth. This isn't just a story of revenge. It's a story of boundaries. Of a woman who gave until there was nothing left, and then, when they called her a guest in her own life, she finally took it all back. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories of courage, betrayal, and redemption. And remember, your kindness is a gift, but never let them treat it like a given.